If you're managing any kind of AI initiative, you know the biggest challenge isn't just building a cool demo, it's deploying AI you can actually trust. So in this briefing, we're going to break down LangGraph. It's the framework that has quickly become the new standard for building reliable, production-grade AI agents that actually deliver real business value. Here's how we'll tackle this. First, we'll talk about the big problem in AI today, the reliability gap. Then we'll get into LangGraph's blueprint for solving it. We'll peek under the hood to see how it works, look at which Fortune 500s are already betting on it, and finally, lock in why it's now the standard. Let's get right into it.
You know, the hype around AI agents is absolutely massive. But there is a huge, huge difference between a slick prototype and a system you can actually depend on to run your business. And that, right there, is the AI reliability gap.
So this is the one question every single technology leader needs to be asking themselves right now. It's great that your teams are building AI agents, but are they accidentally building a massive business risk in the process?
It all comes down to what we call the black box problem. See, a lot of the early agent frameworks, they're just a black box. You give them a goal and they just go. But what happens when they get stuck in a loop or spit out a wrong answer or just plain fail? It's almost impossible to figure out why. And that lack of predictability, it's a total deal breaker for any mission-critical task.
And this is exactly where LangGraph changes the game. It provides a completely new blueprint. It's a fundamental shift in thinking, moving away from pure, unpredictable autonomy and towards controllable, predictable AI systems. This really shows the core idea. Early AI tools often use these simple, linear chains, just step 1, then step 2, then step 3. The problem is they break super easily. LangGraph, on the other hand, uses cyclical graphs. A much better way to think about it is like a flowchart for a business process. This structure lets the AI loop back, correct its own mistakes, and make smart decisions on the fly. You know, the kind of stuff you actually need for real-world problems.
So, what is LangGraph in a nutshell? It's a low-level orchestration framework. Now, if you remember anything, remember these two words, stateful and controllable. Stateful just means the agent has a memory. It knows what's going on. And controllable means you get to define the exact rules of the road. You set the pathways it can take. This is what gives you a real backbone for building structured, dependable AI. So how does it actually give you that control? Honestly, the best analogy is that LangGraph lets you build a very detailed, interactive flowchart for your AI to follow. It really comes down to 3 simple steps. First, you define the state. Think of it as the AI's shared notepad, or memory. Second, you create nodes, which are just the individual tasks, like call a tool or ask the LLM. And third, you connect them with edges. These edges are the lines in your flowchart that define the exact logic and path the AI must follow. The key thing here is that you are in full control every step of the way. This white box approach gives you some huge business benefits. You get full observability so you can trace every single decision. Debugging becomes way simpler because you can see exactly which node, which box in the flowchart failed. The design lets an agent reflect and say, oops, let me try that again. And maybe most importantly for any big company, it has human in the loop built right in. You can literally add checkpoints where a human has to give the thumbs up before a critical action happens. Now, this isn't just a cool theory. The best form of risk mitigation is always social proof. So let's take a look at why some of the biggest companies on the planet are already trusting LangGraph with their really important systems. The main point here, LangGraph is not some experimental toy. This is a battle-tested framework being put to work by global leaders for systems that absolutely, positively cannot fail. I mean, this list really speaks for itself, doesn't it? JP Chase is building financial co-pilots. LinkedIn built its AI recruiter and a bot that writes SQL from plain English. Uber is using it to automate massive, complex code migrations. These aren't just little side projects. These are core business functions being powered by LangGraph. This table really connects the dots. The explicit graph gives you controllability, which gets rid of that rogue agent risk. The built-in human-in-the-loop support gives you oversight, which means you can bake compliance right into the workflow. And its persistence gives you reliability. If a system crashes in the middle of a long task, the agent just picks up right where it left off. No work is ever lost. So let's wrap this up and really cement why LangGraph has become the production-grade standard. We'll look at the tangible ROI you get from this level of control. When you adopt LangGraph, you're getting strategic value across the board. Its ability to self-correct dramatically reduces errors. Automating these complex workflows, that's a huge driver of efficiency. That built-in oversight enhances governance, and because it works with any AI model, it future-proofs your tech stack. You're not locked into a single vendor. And the numbers, well, they speak for themselves. We're talking about over 400 enterprises reportedly using LangGraph in live production systems right now. This is not some emerging trend. It's already an established standard for anyone building serious AI applications.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's simple. LangGraph provides the critical backbone that businesses have been waiting for. It takes the wild, amazing potential of AI agents and turns it into something structured, auditable, and dependable, something you can actually build a business on. The question for leaders isn't if AI agents will be used anymore. It's how they're going to be controlled. And right now, LangGraph is the definitive answer.